Okay, we are at Ein Yaakov. Please subscribe to the channel, give it a thumbs up. Please hit the notification bell. That way you'll be knowing whenever there's a new class. And then, of course, please comment and like the class. We like the comments as long as they're nice and tell me that I'm a great guy. Thank you very much. Okay, so it says, as long as you agree with me, you're great. Okay. In chapter 6, in Gemara Shabbos, page 63b1. So it says, Amar Rav Huna. Rav Huna said, My dichtiv, what is the meaning of the verse when it says, Samach b'cho b'yalutecha, v'tivcha, livcha b'mei b'chavartecha. Did we do this? I forget. Okay. V'halei b'darche livcha mare enecha v'da, ki al kol ele v'yacha elokim v'mishpat, which means rejoice, young man, in your childhood, and let your heart cheer you in the days of your youth, and go in the ways of your heart and after the sight of your eyes. But know that all these things God will bring you judgment. So Rav Huna answers his own question. He says, Adkan divrei Yetzirah, until here, until the words which were, but know that, until it says, but know that all of these things Hashem will bring you to judgment. That's referring to the Yetzirah. But the part where it says, know that Hashem will bring you to judgment, that's the Yetzer Tov. Reish Lakish Amar, Adkan divrei Torah. Until the part where it says, but know that all things God brings to judgment, that's the Divrei Torah. After that, that's referring to good deeds. So you said that you have to, it's not enough that you have to learn, but you have to also fulfill. I think we did it last time, so I won't keep going with that. Fine. So now the next one is Barit Tahara. So the Garter, you have this? A Garter is Tahor?
Right, the next one goes to Rabbi Akiva. In here.
Okay. I don't know what you have. Interesting. What do you have? What do you have, Rabbi Akiva? You have 69. Oh, you go to 69b. Yeah.
Which one are we on?
Wait a second. I think you lost. I think you're lost for the. Hold on. Yeah, let me put this on hold.
This book didn't help me at all.
No?
So that's why I closed it.
Okay. We just went from 69 to 63. 63.
See where the actual Ein Yaakov goes to.
Yeah, I want to make sure because it's I forget too many books at this point. Where is this in here? Rav Kahana. Where is it?
This building isn't haunted, is it?
Is that again?
Is this building haunted?
No, it's the kids are outside. It's a kinderlach. It's a kinderlach. Okay, where is this here?
I like his blue hat out there. Is that the official camp hat, or is that his own?
yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure. Say again, Kinderspiel. Where would it be? Where would this be? I hate when this happens because I'm not going to get lost. Okay. It's surely not, it goes to 64. Okay. So you're going to be out of the loop for a little while.
Well, why do they do that?
I don't know. I've often asked the question why the book doesn't follow along with the, why they didn't put everything in. I have no idea why they didn't put everything in. It's just amazing to me how much they skip. Because it doesn't make any sense why they would.
The author of Ein Yaakov?
No, this one.
Oh, this version.
That version. Ein Yaakov doesn't skip. It just keeps going.
That's
so,
interesting.
okay, so we'll have to keep going. You're just out of luck right now. Okay, so it's sorry.
Well, listen.
That's all. That's all you can do.
You have no choice but to believe everything you're about to say. Can't have anything.
There you go. Brit Tahar, you can have discussion. It's never went off. I'll have to figure out how to what do you call it? Splice it, right? Edit, right? So the garter is tahor. One may go out with it on Shabbat. Leg chains are susceptible to tumah, and one may not go with them on Shabbat. Okay, so it says the garter. Fine. So it says Amar of Yehuda. You're right there. Okay.
What are leg chains?
What are you talking about? You ever see the prisoner movies?
Yeah.
Leg chains.
Ball and chain.
Well, not skip the ball.
The thing that keep your legs together.
Right.
So say that sentence again.
Skip the ball.
No,
Skip the
no.
chain.
Say what?
I said leg chains are susceptible to tumah, and one may not go out with them on Shabbat.
Where would she go?
Not why is she?
I thought that's what you said. She can't go out.
It's a birit. It says a birit tahara. The Mishnah was saying, where was the Mishnah? Here it says that so again, the Mishnah said a man cannot go out with a sword, bow, and so on and so forth, right? And then it says, if he did go out with these things, then he'd be obligated to a sin offering. Rabbi Elazar Amar Tachshit in hand. Okay, so, right? And then it says, here it is. Then it says, Barit Tahara, that the garter is tahor. Let's go back to what he does with this. And finally, Kavalim Tameim, Ve'en Yotzim Behem, Shabbat. Leg chains are susceptible to Tumah, and one may go with them on Shabbat, and the leg chains, he's saying, the Gemara will explain what the leg chains are. So it's either what a prisoner go with, or why would a woman go with leg chains, I'm not sure. If it's a sort of jewelry. You have to say it's a sort of jewelry that they're dealing with. Okay. So Achi Kamar. This is what he actually... Sorry. So Meitav Rav Yosef retorted by quoting our Mishnah. It says, Borei Tahora v'Yosef Bab Shabbat. A garter is Tahor and one may go within Shabbat. Eletz Atzada Tamehi. Whereas an armband is susceptible to Tumah. Hence, the garter mentioned in the Mishnah cannot be an armband. So, Hachi Kamar. This is what he actually says. Berit Tachat Etz Adat Omed. A garter stands in the place of an armband. So he says, there's a whole thing here. According to this version, the garter of the Mishnah is a band worn on the calf of the leg and thus resembles an armband. However, while an armband beautifies, this garter is solely worn to hold up a woman's stockings. This explains why the garter is not susceptible to tumah, for it is neither an ornament nor a utensil directly serving the woman. Rather, it is a utensil that serves a garment, the stockings. Thus, is legally similar to a ring used to hang a utensil. And the Gemara states above that such a ring is not susceptible to tumah. Why is a woman permitted to go out on the Shabbat wearing this garter? Because it's part of her clothing. Moreover, there is no danger that she will remove it to show it to a friend, for she will not wish to expose her leg. So, okay, that's number one. And then Tosfos objects to Rashi's interpretation, for the Gemara below postulates that the only difference between the garter and the leg chains of the Mishnah is that the garter is a single band, while the kavalim, the chain, are an unattached pair. If Rashi's definition of garter is correct, why does our Mishnah forbid going out with kavalim? These two the woman would not take off to show a friend, since her stockings would fall. So some way to hold the stockings. That's what these chains are.
It's like a Daniel has one. It's like a sock thing. It's essentially like suspenders, but you do it for your socks.
Really? Okay. I don't know. Fine. Garters, what I'm saying for the chains. The chains are also something to hold up your clothes. Okay, so therefore, Tosfot therefore explained that although the sole function of a garter, the single leg band, is to help hold up the stockings, and that is why it is not susceptible to tumah. Nevertheless, even if the garter is removed, the stockings will not immediately fall. Why then is a woman permitted to go out with a garter but not with kavalim? The answer is that since a garter is a single band, it is an embarrassment, not an ornament. Hence, a woman would not remove it to show her friend. Mordechai explains that her friends would laugh at her because she she does not have one on the other leg. The kavalim, on the other hand, are a pair of bands, and as such are ornamental. Hence, they are susceptible to tumah. Moreover, since a woman might remove one to show a friend, and subsequently carry it for amod in the public domain, she may not go out with them on Shabbat. Okay, so apparently it's something you could take off. Your clothes won't fall off, but it's something that she would show to her friends. There you go. So the Gemara has another discussion. It says, Yativ Ravan v'Rav Huna kamed Rav Yirmiyah. And so Ravan and Rav Huna were sitting before Rav Yirmiyah. V'Yativ Rav Yirmiyah b'Kai Menavne. And Rav Yirmiyah was sitting and dozing. Okay, there we go. So now what happened? Yativ Ravan Kama. So Ravan sat and said, Berit Acha Kevalim Shtayim. The garter is worn on one leg, while kavalim are worn on both legs. So he says, okay, fine. Now, Rav Huna. So Rav Huna said, who was one of those? Right, Rav Huna was dozing, right? So now Rav Huna wakes up. He says, Amalei Rav Huna, elu ve'elu b'shtayim. These garters and those kavalim are worn on both legs. Matilin shalshel b'neihem v'nasei kavalim. But one puts a chain between them and they become leg chains. When they are worn without a chain connecting them, they are called garters. While with the chain, they are called kavalim, leg chains, yeah.
So he wakes up to argue?
Yes. In other words, what he was doing was dozing.
Right.
It was dozing. So somebody says something, his partner says something, and he wakes up, and he says, nope. That's not what it means.
It's nice, like saying, like, yeah, it's nice, pleasant, warm day, and someone said, actually incorrect.
Correct.
Can you take a comment, or is it moot?
Yes, go ahead. I'm not sure if it's moot yet. Go ahead.
They say in there, at least I heard, that when you wear one, it's all right because it's what?
Because the woman's not going to show it to her friend. They're not going to show it to her friend. She's not going to take it off and show it to her friends. Because what would be the problem if she took it off? She may carry it in the public domain.
And how does it then define the wearing of two of them?
If she wears so one's not a problem because she's not going to take it off. But if she has two of them, then she may want to show her jewelry to her girlfriends, and then she would take them off to show them and then carry them.
It's somehow involving the utility or utilitarian. I would have assumed that two of them would serve the function, and wearing only one would be the decoration, because she has two legs.
Hmm.
Who goes out wearing one stocking?
Is that
it's
two on the same leg?
It's one on. It's
one on each.
Yeah, one on each. What it's doing is if it's utilitarian, it's like my belt, right? My belt is utilitarian.
You have one waist.
Let me finish, please. So it's like my belt. My belt is utilitarian, yes? Why can I wear a belt? Because I'm not going to take it off to show my friends, because I want my pants to fall down. So I'm not going to take it off to show my friends, right? So that's utilitarian. So that's the same thing that they're arguing with this garter around the leg. That is going to be, that is holding up her stockings. If she would take it off, they're arguing, her girlfriends would laugh at her because she needs that, as it were. When it comes to something that is ornamental, on the other hand, that she can wear, so she is willing to show that to take it off to show it to her friends. And that would be what distinguishes whether I can or cannot wear something. That's really what the argument is. We're talking about a place that there's no Erev too, by the way.
If all you're wearing is one, when you need two.
Again,
when you need two.
I'm not going. The point is, am I going to take off to show my girlfriends or my friends if I'm a boy?
But what about jewelry? I mean,
Because that would be a problem too. If she's wearing, that's why if she wore a crown, what they call the city of David, they forbade her to wear that because she would take it off.
So is she wearing a brooch on her dress?
roach, would she take it off to show? They're not going to take that off.
You can see it anyway.
Yeah, but right, so they're not going to take it off.
Oh, okay.
So as long as they're not going to take it off to show their friends.
He's wearing it up here because it's visible.
Right. So that's the point. If you're not going to show it off to show your friends, then it's not a problem.
Then it's part of your clothing.
That's part of clothing. But once I'm going to take it off, show it to my friends, that's when you have all of these headaches, because again, you may carry it, Dalit Amot.
You start walking a few steps where you're showing it.
Right.
Yeah.
That's really the problem. It's not a move, but that's the actual thing. So again, she could have it on one leg. Let's say she only needed it on one leg. The stocking was sticking up on the other one. She didn't need it on both legs. One stocking was loose, so she put it there.
Because the example would indicate that only one stocking was worn.
No, the indication would be that she needed it for that one particular stocking. Again, the elastic or whatever was there, they didn't have elastic in it. I don't think they did. But whatever was there, so they had to tie it up.
Under Armour back then. See?
Say it again?
They didn't have Under Armour back then.
Under Armour?
It's what football teams wear.
Okay. I don't know football. So, yeah. So it says, so now they want to say that. So Rav Huda wants to argue that you have the chain, that's when it becomes a leg chain, otherwise it's a garter. So it's interesting what he wants to make it. The garter, because on each leg, now if I connect it with this chain, that's what makes it the jewelry. Okay. And that's
It
when
becomes a single device at that point.
what?
It becomes a single connected unit.
Correct. He says, so the Gemara says, but does a chain on it render it to be a utensil? He said, so the Mishnah states that kavalim are susceptible to tumah, which implies that they must be a utensil that serves the woman herself. However, why should adding a chain to a pair of garters render them a utensil? So at that point, the Gemara apparently assumes that the only purpose of a chain is to serve the pair of garters, is to prevent them from becoming separated or lost, or to help hold them up, help hold up the stockings. Okay. So the Gemara proposes and rejects an explanation of why the chain would render the kavalim susceptible to tumah. V'chi Rav Yishmael bar Nachmani, and should you say that Rav Huna's opinion accords with that of Rav Shmuel bar Nachmani, the Amar Rav Shmuel bar Nachmani, Amar Rav Yochanan, minayin the mashmiya kol bechli tachoshu hutame. From where do we know that it's susceptible to tumah? Shenemar, that a metal utensil designed to produce sound is susceptible to tumah. Shenemar kol davar sheyevo be'esh. For it says regarding the ritual purification of the booty captured from Midian, any item that has come to the fire, you shall pass through the fire and should be purified. Afilu dibor mashma. This seemingly superfluous word davar, item, implies that even that item that produces sound, a bell, can acquire tumah. Thus, we see that an item that can be classified as a utensil because of its ability to produce sound. Hence, one may say that kavalim likewise are utensils. It says bishlam atam. It's understandable there that the bell discussed should be susceptible to tumah. Kai ba'u la lekala. Ka but ma'asif, for since one wants it for the sound it makes, and it performs a task for him. Hacham my kavin. But here in the case of a chain, as much as he has no need for the sound, what task is performed to him? So it can't be that the chain, in this situation, if I'm connecting two garters with a chain, should become a utensil. So the Gemara says no. Hachanami kayavid masa. It's not true. Here too, the chain performs a task. Amar Rav Huna, Amar Rav Yochanan, Mishpach Achad Haita B'Shalayim, Shahaita B'Siyatam Gasom. There was one family in Jerusalem whose strides were large. They took long steps when they walked. And consequently, the hymenal membranes of the young girls in the family would fall out.
The what? Would fall out?
Her hymen would break. Okay, and why is that important? Because it proves her virginity. And so, so the elders eventually made garters for them and poured a chain between the bands, thus connecting one to another, so that their strides would not be large, no short, and the result was that the hymenal membranes did not fall out, they wouldn't break, and that would be why they had to wear. So that's why it became a. You got lost?
No, that was a different explanation than like your stockings. I didn't expect it to go there.
Okay, there you go. So that's why they had to. That's what becomes a vessel with something that this becomes a vessel. So it by Rav Yirmiyah. So Rav Yirmiyah thereupon again he woke up. Amalei Yishar. He said, "Well said." Also, Rav Yochanan said this. So we have a couple people sleeping during the class and waking up at the last second. Great. But that is what's happening. You have this person who says, unlike garters which serve only the stockings, the chain serves the woman herself. So kavalim are susceptible to tumah. Moreover, she is forbidden to go out wearing kavalim on the Shabbat, for the chain is made of gold, and she may remove it to show a friend, which would not cause her stockings to fall, since the bands remain in place. According to one interpretation, cited by the Meiri, the chain makes a sound when the steps are too rapid and forceful. Thus, the sound itself reminded the girl to take more delicate steps. So you have a whole bunch of things going on. So now you know that why is she putting chains on? What you would think that as prisoners? No. It's because they want to train her to walk, to not take such great strides, because that would potentially tear the hymen. Which is why, by the way, they tell single girls, I'm not sure how.
That's really possible.
I was going to say, I'm not sure how much of a wives' tale this is versus anything else. But they tell, I'm about to say, they tell single girls they should not go horseback riding. Because that can rupture the hymen.
Apparently they didn't have earth shoes back then.
What's earth shoes?
Well, you can't walk fast if you want. Your toes are up in the air, and so by the time you walk, you're already tired.
Or high heels.
Say what? Yeah.
Or high heels
High heels?
slow you down.
No, but I'm saying about the horse. People say that the girls shouldn't go on horses because it can rip the hymen. So I'm not sure. By the way, the one thing you have to understand too is as you get older, the tissue becomes weaker, from what I understand. And that's why if a girl gets married later on in life, we're talking about later on in life for the
30,
Gemara,
40, 50?
Later, in the Gemara's mind is 1819.
Mm-hmm. Wait, 1890 is considered later?
Yeah, because you're talking about 12-year-olds. So at 12 they're strong, and as you go on and on and on, it gets weaker and weaker and weaker. So if you do something, it could rip the hymen. Apparently it wasn't such a... it's still today. Again, I'm not sure what medical science would argue on that, but it seems to be an ongoing headache that as you get older, the hymen doesn't always remain intact, even though you are had relations with anybody. The hymen could be broken on various different ways. Again, it must be just a very thin membrane. And I'm not saying that everybody who gets married late doesn't have a hymen, but it certainly is not. It doesn't. If you don't see blood, it doesn't reflect that she had relations before. Okay. So, but here, that's why they would do it. They were trying to protect their girls because, by the way, why would they care so much about the betula, which is a hymen? Why would they care so much about it?
Because that would make them worth more for them.
Yes. A betula got 200 zuz to get married.
Like a dowry sort of thing?
The price tag. The price tag to marry a girl. You had to give a certain amount of money. You had to promise a certain amount of money. So a virgin would get 200 zuz, and a person without a hymen, a non-virgin, regardless of how it happened, would be 100 zuz. So you're reducing the price. Yes, well, I mean, you're shaking, but
We're selling people again, or we never stopped selling people.
It's not a matter of selling; it's a matter of saying,
Value.
it's the value of what you're worth. Why am I marrying you? I don't want to use product. I want to know. I want to know I have the good product.
The quality of one's character.
Well, the quality of one's character is going to guarantee that she's been a virgin, not fooling around.
Maybe.
Okay, so that's the point. You want to guarantee. You want to do as much guarantee. You want to know that your wife didn't do something, and that it's really your baby, and so on and so forth. You want to know these things. So they were willing to pay. So we had to pay more for that. Which is, again, why if you're really looking at why we cared so much about this, or why the girls would care so much of the family, that's really the reason. It's totally monetary value. And by the way, in those days, there was no concept of love. Let's be honest about this too. There was no love. I fell in love with the girl, blah, 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 blah. There's no such thing. It was
You're saying there is today.
First of all, what I always say, and this is on...
That started to change in Fiddler on the Roof.
But by the way, when it comes to me, I always say, no, we never fall in love, we fall in lust. Love is a developed thing. Love is, you learn to love the person, male or female. You learn to love the person. You love things about them. And as time goes on, your relationship hopefully turns into love. As far as the dating process, you're falling in lust. Take the lust away, and a lot of marriages would be gone before it began.
Well, you remember the song from Fiddler on the Roof, Do You Love Me? Where after
Yes, I do.
25 years they finally questioned for the first time.
Yes, I do. I know the story. Yes, yeah. She says, "Do you love me?" He says, "What do you?" He asked, "Do you love me?" She says, "I've been doing your line for 30 years. Do I love you?" He said, "Yeah, but do you love me?"
Yeah, but the answer really is, I suppose I do.
Right.
And it's a very practical, I suppose I do.
Correct. There you go.
Rabbi, the Greeks, they have 5 or 7 like different what's called
What?
stages, or rather like things like they like love, like pathos, whatever. They have different like this is lust, this is brotherly love, this is familiar love.
Well, yeah, that's the 4 kinds. Where'd you get 7 from?
I don't know. I just know there's a list.
So the 3 main ones.
Yes. So again, the point is that when you're going on a shidduch, when you're going on a date, when people are dating, they're not dating because there's no love there. We throw the word love around. Love is a very high level of a relationship. That's all. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying that you shouldn't have lust for your wife. You should. If you don't have lust, it's also not a good marriage. You have to have lust. Okay? You have to enjoy what you're doing. But that's not the end all and be all. The end all and be all is love, is building that relationship, which is why, what does God say to us? To bring it back to something on a holier level. But this is really the same thing. What does Hashem say to us? We say it twice a day. V'ahavta et Hashem l'kacha. You shall love. It's not you will love. You will. It's not you did love. It's you will love Hashem. B'chol avavcha, with all your heart, with the bad times and the good times. That's what it means. With your yitzhar, with your yitzhar, when it's good, when it's bad. B'chol avavcha, v'chol nafshecha, with your whole soul, to the point of your death. You're going to love Hashem. Hashem's going to kill you. I'll love you for that too. And v'chol me'odecha. Now here's an interesting one. It's either with all your money. Notice you have to spend everything on God for whatever the mitzvah is. Some people, it's interesting. Okay, I have 2 minutes. I'll end up on this. It's interesting. When it comes to a mitzvah, I'm going to buy a lulav. I'm going to buy a mezuzah. I'm going to buy tefillin. What am I going to do? I go to the store and I say, so what's the price range? And they tell me, okay, for the gasod for the dakot it costs $350. For the gasod it costs $1,000. For the if you get the really special gasod, it could be $2,000. And what do we do? Some people say, give me the cheapest one. Are they kosher? Great, kosher. That's what I want. I just need a kosher pair. I don't have to go crazy. Okay, comes to the lulavs, comes to the etrog, same sort of thing. Comes to any mitzvah, comes to mezuzah, 18, 36, 54. Let me take the 18 one. Okay, leave me alone. When it comes to buying a car, it's not a mitzvah anymore, right? Now it doesn't bother you. Now what you want is, I want everything in that car. I want the up and down, the remote windows. I want it to press the thing instead of having to turn the key. And here I just want to press the button. Okay, I want to do this, I want to do that. And we buy it. It comes to our house. We want the best stuff and we're willing to pay for it. And when we've spent $1 million in the house, and what do we get from the mezuzah? The $18, please. It's a mitzvah. B'chol me'odecha, with all your money. That's how I want you to love me. I want you to spend as much on me as you do on the other stuff. That's one interpretation, me'odecha. The other one is bechol mida umida, with every trait that I give to you. Again, if it's good or bad, you have to love me through it all. But the bottom line is that you will love me. You are loving me. You will. You have to build that up. That's what I'm saying. Love is a learned response. It's not something you're born with. You have to learn that. And that's what they're asking for. And that's why when it comes to how much I had to pay for you from the beginning to the end, who cares? That shouldn't be why I'm marrying you. It should be I want to build something with you. And that's why at every wedding we say you should be zoiche, you should merit to build a bayis ne'eman b'Yisrael, a trustworthy house in Israel. It's not that you should love each other. We assume you're going to develop that. But to build a bayis ne'eman b'Yisrael, that you need to merit that.
Does Jewish law recognize a prenuptial agreement?
Absolutely. We call that a ketubah.
Then what are they building?
What?
Then what are they building?
Children, a Jewish home. We always see you should have Yiddish nachas, right? Not just nachas, not just pleasure, but Yiddish nachas, Jewish nachas, which means your kids are growing up and be following Torah, they're marrying Jewish kids, Jewish people, and they're having Jewish grandchildren. That's Yiddish nachas. That's what we always say. You should build a bayit ne'eman, a house of a truthful house in Israel, which has all the components: Shabbos, kashrut, nida, the whole thing, the whole kit and caboodle.
Building financial resources together as one.
What? That you're talking about. Again, that's what happens is the ketubah says what the obligations of the man to the woman and the woman to the man are. So that's a prenup. And as far as whatever the woman brings into the marriage is hers upon dissolution of the marriage by death or by divorce, and also what he gets by death or divorce. Well, he gets by her death.
Specified in the original ketubah or the get?
No. The get's only the cutoff. This is the ketubah is your prenup.
The concept of a prenuptial agreement could be built into the ketubah concept.
It is. That is a prenup. That's totally prenup. You can put in whatever you want, and this is what you're going to cost. This is your exit clause. It even has the exit clause written in there. If I divorce you or I die, you get blank. That's what you get. Now, in the old days, they actually used to negotiate it out. Today, we don't negotiate it. It's just a standard form today. But that's why people make a prenup, because now it's more complicated.
Because if she has a value or a worth on the way going in, obviously those concerns are there already.
Yeah, of course. Again, we always had it. Like any good contract, though, we get into contract law, and I'm leaving the thing going for this. And like any good contract law is always to protect the person entering into the contract. In this case, the woman is entering into the contract. The ketubah is protecting her by stating everything up front.
The parties are not equal?
No. He is bringing her into his business, as it were. So he has to pay her to enter into the business. Again, so she has a price tag. And she can up that price. Again, the grabbers give it the bottom level would be 200, but she can demand whatever she wants. It's a contract. You're entering into a contractual relationship.
She or the father?
She. The father only while she's 12 and a half does the father get involved in that. But after that, 13, she's on her own. So today nobody's getting married at 13. Today they're all 18, 19.
Like an arranged marriage.
We don't have that.
But they did.
Yeah, again, but it's not because she was married after 12 and a half, let's say by 13, it's only her. You're negotiating with her, not the parents anymore.
Even if it's arranged.
Even after it's arranged.
Even if
Right. So now what's going to happen, by the way, again, nobody's rewriting the ketubah today. The ketubah is the standard thing. But in the days that they used to write it, so you would negotiate it out. As a matter of fact, I remember there's an interesting, for you guys, regular Israelim, you get 200 zuz. The girl gets 200 as a virgin. You marry a Kohen's daughter, 400. 400, double the price. That's right. We know how to sell.
Even though the children aren't Kohanim.
So,
The
yeah.
children from that marriage will not be Kohanim. She leaves.
Doesn't matter.
Oh, yeah, but she's like,
Right,
that's
right,
stopped
yeah.
before.
But you want to marry my daughter, you got to pay the price because you're marrying to holiness. You're marrying royalty. I'm next to God, as it were. So as a Kohen, I can demand 400 from my daughter. Again, we don't do these things today, but in the Gemara was talking about the Mishnah talked about that depending on who it was, you could certainly demand more, and people would pay the price. Now, what happens is we in our ketubah, if you look at it, we even add money to it. By the time we're finished, it's just not worth a divorce. That's how much we owe this young lady upon divorce. Assuming she didn't do something that would negate her part of the contract. If it's all on me and I'm divorcing her, then I have to give her I have to buy her out. By the way, again, going back to contract law, Sears and Roebuck. You remember Sears and Roebuck? When Roebuck left Sears, or however that broke up, they had to buy, somebody bought the other guy out. He had to pay to get rid of him. So I have to pay to get rid of my wife. That's why it's all on me, the man. That's why it's all on the man to divorce the wife. It's not the wife. The wife entered. She became part of it knowing that he's the only one who has the right to have the exit clause. Unless he dies. Then it's an automatic exit. But it's, and by the way, if he dies, unlike in a get, I'm really going far here, but in a get, the husband, it's a one-time payoff. Here you go, here's your money, it's been nice, we love each other, bye-bye, get out of my house, okay? Get out here. Don't let the door hit you on the way out, okay? He dies, she gets to be supported by the household for the rest of her life.
Which is why the brother will sometimes marry.
No. That's, if she has, we're saying she has kids. She, by the ketubah, by the prenup, cannot be kicked out, cannot be bought out by the kids. The kids want to get rid of her. Tough luck. Let's say it's not their mother, by the way. It's a stepmother. They can't do it. Sorry. I'm allowed to stay till I decide to leave. And she can use up she can just keep living off the estate, as long as the estate's there. Okay? But so it really is to her benefit. The ketubah is to her benefit, not to the man's.